Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always. Especially when it involves cutting-edge AI. What are we digging into today?
We're diving into some fascinating stuff coming out of Meta's research labs. They've released not one, but two groundbreaking AI models. Well, to put it simply, they're making some serious waves in the AI community.
Oh, Meta, they've been on a roll lately. Always pushing the boundaries. What have they come up with now?
Well, imagine AI so advanced that it can evaluate the work of other AIs. Like, it can actually judge how good another AI is doing. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Hold on, AI judging AI, that's next level stuff. I'm intrigued. And what's the second model?
Okay, get ready for this. The second one is all about blurring the lines between how AI generates speech. We're talking about AI that sounds eerily human, like unnervingly so.
Wow, okay, I am definitely hooked now. Let's unpack all of this. Where do we even start?
Well, before we get into the specifics of these models, let's set the stage a bit. You know how we've talked about those chain of thought mechanisms in AI, like the ones OpenAI uses?
Yeah, those are crucial for making AI more transparent and improving how they reason. It's like instead of just spitting out an answer, the AI shows its work, so to speak.
Exactly, and it's actually proving to be super effective. So Meta's been really leaning into this idea, and that's where their first big reveal comes in, the self-taught evaluator.
Okay. Self-taught evaluator. That sounds intriguing, but break it down for me. What are we really talking about here?
We're talking about an AI that can judge the output of other AIs. I mean, traditionally, evaluating and training AI has always been a very human-heavy process, right?
Absolutely. It's time-consuming and can be subjective. So is Meta trying to completely automate that process?
It seems like it. And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, because how does an AI just learn to judge? Like, where does that knowledge even come from?
Right. It's not like it inherently knows what good AI output is supposed to be. So how do they even begin to train something like that?
That's where the self-taught part comes in. Meta says it's an iterative process. The model starts by generating outputs based on the work of other AIs. Then it evaluates those outputs.
So it's like it's learning by doing and critiquing its own work.
Exactly. It's looking for things like accuracy, coherence, and all those qualities we consider important in good AI output. And then here's the kicker. It uses that feedback to refine its own evaluation process.
So it's constantly learning and getting better at judging AI. That's both amazing and a little bit creepy, don't you think?
It is a bit mind-bending when you think about it, right? Like, are we creating something that could surpass us in terms of developing and judging AI?
It's a bit unsettling, but what's even more wild is that the initial tests show that this self-taught evaluator is already outperforming other models trained on human-labeled data.
Really? So it's learning faster and becoming a harsher critic than we are. That's both impressive and a little intimidating.
I know, right? It really makes you wonder about the future of AI research. If AI can already evaluate itself better than we can, what does that mean for the role of humans in AI development going forward?
It's a huge question, and one that we'll need to grapple with as AI continues to evolve.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears for a minute and talk about Meta's other big reveal, Spirit LM. This one's all about revolutionizing AI-generated speech. You know how most of the time AI voices sound super robotic and unnatural?
Yeah, it's always a dead giveaway, right? You hear that flat monotone delivery, and you instantly know it's not a human.
Right, but Spirit LM, totally different story. It's designed to sound incredibly natural, like it actually understands the nuances of human speech.
Okay, now that is impressive.
Mm.
Most AI struggles with that emotional depth. How are they achieving that level of realism?
Well, instead of just focusing on words, Spirit LM uses something called phonetic, pitch, and tone tokens. It's like a code that represents not only the individual sounds, but also the emphasis, the pauses, the rise and fall of our voices, basically all the things that give our speech that natural flow and feeling.
That's fascinating. It's like they're teaching AI to speak the way a composer writes music, with all its subtle variations and emotional depth.
Yes, exactly. It's not just about stringing words together. It's about capturing the music behind the words.
Mm.
And get this, Meta actually developed two versions of this model.
Two versions. What's the difference?
So there's the base model, which is amazing at generating really natural sounding speech, even if it's just reading something. Then there's the full Spirit LM, and this one is even more incredible. It incorporates emotional elements to the speech, like anger, excitement, all of that.
Wow. So it's not just about the words, it's about the emotion behind the words. We're talking about AI that can deliver a speech that moves you, that makes you feel something. That's pretty groundbreaking.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the possibilities are endless. Imagine real-time translation that not only captures the words, but also the speaker's intent, the emotion, all of it.
Or what about accessibility tools that could help people with speech impairments communicate more naturally?
It's pretty incredible when you think about the potential here. And it's interesting, these two models, the Self-Taught Evaluator and Spirit LM, they might seem totally different on the surface, but they both point to a larger trend in AI development.
Totally. They both demonstrate this push towards more sophisticated and independent AI that can learn and adapt on its own, and AI that can interact with us in increasingly human-like ways.
Exactly. And that brings with it both incredible possibilities and some serious challenges.
For sure. As AI becomes more autonomous and integrated into our lives, we need to make sure we're developing it ethically and responsibly. We've got to consider the implications, both positive and negative, and ensure that these advancements benefit humanity as a whole.
That's the key, isn't it? To ensure that these advancements are used for good and that we're prepared for the changes they're going to bring.
It's a conversation that we need to be having now, and one that I'm sure will continue as AI technology continues to evolve at such a rapid pace.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think we've done a pretty deep dive for today.
Yeah, we have. Meta's really given us a lot to think about.
As always, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep those minds curious, everyone.